Hey hi hello onion haseyo. Hello to my devoted 9 subbies. Kidding. I know you're all subscribed because you feel bad for me. Looking at you specifically nerdy. Anyway, I see a lot of YouTubers apologize for using this robotic voice, because it annoys people. Good thing I'm not a YouTuber. But I am going to use Daniel because he has a cool fucking voice and I don't think I can handle the cyberbullying on my hybrid accent. Thanks. So I bet you're wondering why I gathered my small cult here today. Well Linda, I wanna do wit reviews on stories that are actually good. And since wit don't want to focus all their attention of talented authors, I will. You're welcome lads. So if any of you boyos have any suggestions on what stories to review, tell me so I can shower them with satirical love and soft insults as a way of showing them that I appreciate their efforts. The first review though, is going to be on one of my all-time favorite stories on wit. So yes Karen, this may be a little bias. So the story is called Valentine's Day and it is written by the hecking talented author, Gloom. What's it about, you ask? Well Sarah, it's about a rich boy with extreme daddy issues and mild sociopathic tendencies. And a girl who was literally cursed in high school by a girl called Jisoo and now birds shit on her on the daily. It's sad hours over here folks. Anyway, it starts off with the main character, let's call her Hasul, and she gets fired from her job whilst holding a toilet plunger. Then, when trying to hail down a taxi, the heavens open up and soaked her, because getting fired whilst holding a toilet plunger wasn't enough. But gasp. Her all-time crush, Seokjin just happens to see her. Like the hero he is, he drives her home and offers her an apple juice and a kiss on the cheek. I know what you're thinking Jane. Or how cute. Don't be fooled. We haven't seen the last of Seokjin yet. Anyway, she gets home and her crackhead friends, Jungkook and VV literally rinse each other over text and it's hilarious. Hasul decides her friends are dicks and leaves the flat to get a coffee. Bear in mind, it's the middle of the night and she lives in a ghetto. That's not me saying that either, she literally calls it the ghetto. Meanwhile, while all this is going down, Taeyoung has been moved to the family mansion in this town and is being a little bitch about it. But don't be fooled, this asshole radiates big dick energy and I live for it. So where was I? Oh yeah, Taeyoung is being a jerk to his sweet soft butler and then some bloody note hits his window. This is what makes this story different from the typical rom-com. There's this group that get a kick out of stealing kids from their rich parents in order for a large ransom, and Taeyoung is their next target. In an attempt to discreetly protect Taeyoung from these nitwit hooligans, our precious butler hires a sharpshooter, going by the name Han Hajun. But here's the thing, he couldn't really work out what she looked like on her profile and it says in the description, that after a previous accident she often loses memory of who she is lol. I think you can connect the dots here guys, and I'm not saying any more of what happens because I'm not a goddamn audiobook. But what I will say is, this story is so well written from the get-go. The characters, including the side characters, have real development and you get attached to all the slimy buggers. VV radiates big lesbian energy, like you cannot get more gay. Jungkook doesn't know what he fucking wants and it breaks my heart. Taeyoung has so much baggage to unpack. He's such a broken baby boy but with the help of a very unlucky and very confused Heejin he manages to slowly begin to cope with what happened in his past. Spoiler alert, it's the most emotional backstory I've ever read. Poor boy. But anyway, with the way this story is written, it's hard to not get sucked in. And there are plenty of heavy subjects that Gloom handles incredibly well, without romanticizing any of it. Honestly, this girl is such a talented writer I just want to spontaneously combust whenever I read anything she writes. Some of my favorite moments include, but are not limited to, when Taeyoung literally throws his very expensive rings at Heejin when she accidentally spills her ghetto coffee on his Gucci shirt whilst yelling the prices at her just so she's aware he's a rich boy. When Jungkook, VV and Heejin are all jamming to Britney Spears in the car, but Taeyoung doesn't know who the hell she is, so they literally pull over and do slut drops in public. When some kid purposefully trips up Taeyoung at a roller skating rink and he threatens to destroy the kid's chances of getting into elementary school because he has connections. Literally any conversation between Vivi and Jungkook in the first half of the story. The rain scene. I repeat, the rain scene. The amazing slow burn romance between Heejin and Taehyung that makes my knees weak and arms heavy. Just Taehyung, to be quite honest with you. He could call me a pig and I'd thank him for it. Don't even care. In conclusion, this story deserves a fucking BAFTA, not even being dramatic. It's easily in my top 3 favorite wit stories, and guess what? She was writing it on Wattpad but then hid it from the world because she's a pussy. I can bet my left titty right now, reading this story would mean replenishing your Farmville crops and you will see a new light. It's a little bit of a problem, but don't worry, I have it under control. Anyway, if you want to be part of the intellect gang, read this story. If you want to find out why Seokjin is a slimy little bitch, read this story. If you want to protect and cherish Vivi and Jungkook's problematic friendship, read this story. If you don't want me to harass you in your sleep, read this fucking story. Clear skin will be your reward and your bias will kick down your door in a fit of lustful rage just to ask you to marry them. Trust me. Unless you're under 18, then that's what smutty fanfics are for, you perverts. This has been my first review on a wit story. Thank you for watching my devoted 9 subbies. It was 10, but some snake unsubscribed earlier this week. Fuming. Stay tuned for more terrible reviews on my fave stories until someone notices me and gives me an actual request. Oh, and the edit was some kind of post-apocalyptic Jungi aesthetic. I don't really know, I just wanted something in the background. And some commentary channels usually have some weird game playing whilst they drone on, so I decided to do that, but something I'm semi-decent at. That, and I'm too lazy to actually put any effort into making video edits, lol. So I'm actually going to go now. Thank you for watching. Don't be a snake and unsub now. That sort of behavior isn't allowed in a cult and that's what we are. Remember that, lads. I'll see you next time, woo.